is Natalie and I'm from Arise magazine, and we're here today to interview Joyce, who is Miss Congo 2014-2015. Welcome, Joyce.
How are you today? I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I'm well, thank you very much. So, tell us a little bit about yourself, just so that we can find out the viewers who don't know you, what you do.
Well, I'm 19 years old. I'm a student and I'm Miss Congo UK. So that's to sum it up, really.
Okay. And you're also a young ambassador for Congo as well?
Yeah, part of my role as Miss Congo UK means that I have to do a lot of work within the community and within the youth in the Congolese community.
And what does that entail exactly?
That entails that if there's any problems, both politically and within the community, not just to do with the young and the youth, but I'm kind of the voice of those problems. So people usually not come to us, but we kind of keep a lookout on what's going on and then we kind of report on it.
Oh wow, that sounds like an interesting job.
Yeah, it's been good so far. Like a few days after I won, I did my first speech in the House of Parliament to do the things going on in the Congo, and then I had a meeting at the Houses of Commonwealth to discuss problems going on in Congo. So yeah, it's been quite full on, but it's fun.
Okay, and seeing as you do a lot for your country and the community, what would you say are the main struggles of your responsibilities?
For me, it's kind of prioritising what problems to tackle first, because there are so many issues going on in Congo, and I'm the kind of person who loves and wants to help everyone, but people always tell me you can't help everyone, and for me that was quite a hard pill to swallow, but I just think as long as I can at least help one person, I'd be content with that.
Okay, and you say you're a representative for young people, but what would you say are the key goals of being a role model for young people?
For me, the key goals of being a role model, I just think it's just to inspire and enlighten young people, especially nowadays when it's so hard to get led into the wrong direction because we're constantly bombarded by the media with half-naked celebrities. It's really hard to lose sight of your own identity. So for me, it's just to kind of let young people know it's okay to be young and ambitious and go to school and study and work hard to kind of reach whatever goal you want.
Okay, and what would you say are your strengths?
My strengths, I think I'm extremely proactive. I'm quite independent. If something's not being done, I make sure to do it myself. I'm quite self-reliant, and when I have a goal in mind, I'm always make sure that I kind of, I just always make sure I set myself a goal and I always make sure I see it through to the end.
Okay, so that's probably a key thing that young people would probably need to do as well, like setting goals and seeing them
yeah,
to the end.
Definitely, and not just giving up halfway because it's getting hard or you just can't be bothered. It's really important to see everything through to the end.
And you talked that you're doing a lot of projects this year, so what type of things are you doing? What type of projects are you working on?
Well, I'm set to go to Congo in June, so one of the projects that I have in line is doing like a collection. So when I do go to Congo, I visit a few orphanages and just designate, we've got a few schools and a few orphanages that we'd like to help. So once I go out there with all the collection I've done, just help with giving them the things they need. And also I'm set to go to Manchester in a few weeks, and there's this thing they run over there in the Congolese community called the Homeland Club, so I'm just going to go out there and help all the young people who have any academic problems or they need any help in that sense.
So when you are going to Manchester, what type of things would you be doing there?
Well, my aunt, she's in charge of women's rights in the Congolese community in Manchester, so I'm going to visit her on the 16th, and then she's going to give me a list of contacts to contact. And then after a few days, I'm going to go to the Homeland Club and help the children.
Okay, and one of the things that you did over Christmas, you did a big appeal for women that had experienced violence in Congo. Could you tell us a bit about that project? Because in the UK, they are trying to plug violence against women and girls and trying to highlight it. So what type of things did you do in Congo to highlight that?
Yeah, over Christmas, the Miss Congo team and we decided to sponsor a centre called the Masika Centre, and that's basically for all the women and children who have been victims of sexual violence and rape, because the rape rate in Congo is extremely high. I think it's 48 women get raped per hour. So the Masika Centre is basically a place where these women can gain refuge and counselling and just try to get their life together. So the appeal we did was over Christmas we raised over 4 days. I think it was around £600, which converted to almost $1,000. So that was really, really helpful towards them. And throughout the year, we're just going to continue working at that work rate to make sure we donate as much as we can to the Masika Centre.
Oh, that's a really good project that you're working on,
Yeah.
alongside the other ones with the orphanage and the homework club. What would you say is the most challenging thing that you've done?
What, in life or?
It could be in life, it could be
I
with the
think
projects.
because I wasn't born in the UK, so for me when we moved to the UK it was really hard for me to adapt to the culture and to understand, because it was a really fast move. Like we went from living in a big house with generations of my family to like moving to the UK in this house with just my parents. Was a really, really strange move for me. So I think for me that was the hardest thing that I've had to overcome so far.
And how did you transition? Was it hard for you to make friends? And
the language barrier was a big thing as well. Like, this is funny, but I always remember I didn't like the food. Like, I just hated like beans on toast, and I just didn't understand the food. That was like really hard for me. But the language barrier, the food, it was just strange. It was just a strange transition, but over time it got easier.
so now you've adjusted. You like beans now?
Not so much, not gonna lie, but the rest is okay.
So how did you overcome your challenge with your, obviously the language barrier and stuff like that? We wouldn't know it now, so how did you overcome those challenges?
Well, I had a really, because I already had family in the UK, so I had like a really supportive family, and I had great friends as well, and the teachers at school were really understanding and really supportive, so I guess that's how I overcame that.
That's good. So what would you say is the next chapter for you now?
The next chapter? I really don't know. Not in the sense that I have nothing planned, because obviously I set myself personal goals and things I'd like to achieve, but through doing Miss Congo, it's just taught me that you never know what life's going to throw at you. Like, even today, this time last year, I would never have thought I'll be in a nice office in London doing an interview with the Rise magazine. So I think you just never know what opportunities will come for you. So I really don't know, but I'm looking forward to finding out, I guess.
So what would you say are the positive things that come out of you doing the competition?
It's a really good confidence booster. It's a great way to network and meet people and just really be out there. Like, if you're someone who's interested in working in the media or interested in starting your own business, it's a really, really, really good platform for you to kind of get out there and do your own thing.
Does that mean you're starting your own business?
Perhaps. You shall have to wait and see.
Okay. So as the winner of such a prestigious beauty competition, what advice would you give to other young people who may be entering similar competitions or that same very competition that you entered?
I think, just as cliche as it sounds, just 100% be yourself. Because I think I was perhaps the quietest contestant, and even though people were like, you need to be more outspoken, you need to be more open, outgoing, I just made sure I was true to myself. I stayed focused, and in the end I came out victorious. So don't ever compromise anything for anyone. Just always, like I say, have a set goal, keep at it, and yeah, that's the advice I would give.
Okay, and finally, could you tell us something about yourself that nobody else knows?
That nobody else knows. There's a lot. I'm really into like the Lord of the Rings. Have you ever seen it?
Yes.
What did you think? I love that film. I think I've seen it so many times. And then after that was The Hobbit. Like, when The Hobbit came out, I was working in the cinema, and I always used to sneak in, like on my, not even on my break, like I shouldn't say this, but when I was supposed to be, because at the cinema every half hour you check the screens, and I'd make sure I'd check those screens for like a good half an hour, 45 minutes, just watching their films. I should not say that, but yeah, I just love this.
So you told us two things. You
Oh,
worked
yeah.
in the cinema and
yeah.
you like Lord of the Rings.
Love. Not like love.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, thank you very much for coming along and
thank you for having me.
letting us interview you here today. So this is Miss Congo 2014-2015. Thank you very much.
Thank you.